22 June 25th, 2018. I'm Chris McCleary from the National Dream Center. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday. We have lots of heavy energy, conflict. Let's get right into it. In the astrology, we're looking at Sagittarius moon, and we have a tendency to maybe want to learn new things, new experiences, just newness in general. However, it's trying with Chiron, and Chiron apparently is doing the opposite. It's not wanting new things, kind of getting settled in old ways of doing business. And so you already can see conflict developing, but there's more. Jupiter squaring Venus today could be a challenging aspect. It might be involving some comparisons with other people, what they have, what you have, what I'm lacking, etc. And you might be fearing a difference in value sets. So that could keep you feeling very isolated. It could have some impacts on judging other people and not including them. So I've got the table set for what we have in the DreamBot. DreamBot is a collection of dream words, and holy moly, what I typically do is to put memes together in different colors, in different arrows. In this case, I've got red arrows and I've got blue arrows. And before you start reading through all those, we have a vicious cycle, or a vicious conflict between religion and science. It's an age-old discussion about which one is more accurate. But what I do notice, well, first of all, let's talk about the red arrows. John and Mark, we're probably talking about the Christian religion in this case. Will and religion, will being your willpower, and that's very prevalent in actually both of them. It might be more of a neutral word, but clearly God came from the ancient civilization and religion and different branches. And of course, we've got Jesus and, I guess you can't see my arrow. The inner world, I guess that could be more neutral too, but generally thinking about more religion in that case. But, so these words in the green circles, I've noticed that are a lot more neutral. Starting with, well, kind of homo could be homo sapiens, could be homosexual, but it's going to be a lot more physical. So, but it clearly homo sapiens in the physical sense could be also science and religion. So, technically that's more of a neutral word. But the neutral, other kind of very neutral words are shall, truth, and destroyed. I mean, we're talking worldviews here, and I'm almost wondering if there's not going to be some sort of news article coming out, because what we've shown in these DreamBot runs is that it is predictive, or it can be predictive, and there is a ton of support here that maybe it's saying that the bigger truth is imminent or is coming out. It could be that both of these religions, if you want to look at atheism still as a religion, even though it's claiming no God, but the word destroyed there. Now, other people are going to be looking at linguistics, such as since Jesus destroyed world inner. That's a past tense, so in terms of future linguistics, I think we can probably rule that out. And I like the memes here just in terms of the completeness of the entire DreamBot itself. So what are my recommendations? Going forward today, just realize that the tendency or the general trend is to be a lot more conflicted. And we're talking about big things that matter to us, like worldviews, like how our perceptions of how the world works. And we start to develop a framework. And every time something happens that might be different in our life, we're going to put it to the test. We're going to put it into our worldview and try to see if the worldview can support this phenomenon that just happened. And typically when it doesn't, either you have to ditch the worldview altogether, or you have to first figure out how to assimilate that new experience into the old worldview. So today is going to require us to hopefully be a lot more open-minded. What I found, at least in all sorts of different worldviews, I mean, you pick a topic like psychotherapy, there's tons of different theories about how the mind works and how mental disorders arise. But none of them, even the eclectic versions, cover every possible thing that could happen maybe in the session or in the mind or in the course of healing, the healing process. No one has the truth there, so we are almost forced to bounce between different theories in order to grab the one that's most appropriate for what's happening right now in the client. Try to be more open-minded, but not in the sense of challenging other worldviews. Stop looking for things to support your own worldview, and further boxes you further into the. Okay, so when you're trying to put things into your worldview that maybe don't belong there, and because it's a different phenomenon altogether, but you're trying to stretch your worldview out to include that thing, then it boxes you further into your own worldview, and it may not even be appropriate. So look for overlaps. Look for other worldviews that might seem more appropriate, but more importantly, look for overlaps in your worldview. Look for the common thread across all the different theories or all the different religions, if you will. And there you'll find the truth, because the truth is the truth. It doesn't really care what kind of stories or what kind of things that we put together with that truth. It's always going to stay the same. Okay? So today is a day to open your mind and not be so rigid in your worldview. Have a great day, everybody.